Hi guys, Puddin here with a game for you in my Tier 8 US battleship, the North Carolina. Now, my captain skills are priority target, jack of all trades, adrenaline rush, basics of survivability, advanced fire training, and of course concealment. My modules are protect my main batteries, DAMCOM 1, longer shooting AA, DAMCOM 2, and of course more concealment. Now, I like to go with the concealment build for my American battleships along with a slight AA build. I really won't get manual AA because for me it's a little bit too costly of a perk. Just to go up against one particular ship type, which happens not to be in this game. But most CVs will stay a wave because if you just put advanced fire training and the module on, your AA will wreck a lot of stuff along with the catapult fighter. Whereas in the other battleship lines, you really have to spec heavy into it. Now, as you can see at the start of the game, somebody came up with the suggestion of A and C. Then he said it was just joking, which is why you see some indecision on me on where to go. My thought on this is don't do that because all you're going to do is get some people who go, oh, this guy said A. Some people aren't going to fully read the chat and see that, oh, he was just joking between those two. Other people are going to write him off as being a complete idiot for even suggesting something like that. But due to the fact that I do have a very strong concealment build on this ship, I believe it's down to 11.3. Instead of taking the long way of going around the south side of this island, I'm going to go across the north side. Try to keep my guns maintained on B to help out our DDs there. But I'm going to have to turn south to avoid running into our friendly Nelson. And as you can see, our team is kind of scattering wherever. Now, if I had an expert marksman, my turrets would turn a little bit faster. Probably could have got these things sooner onto the cruiser, but luckily for him, he decides to make the turn away because our DDs were shooting, and I'm sure he didn't feel comfortable with the amount of targets looking at him. Now, the reason I'm able to stay broadside to all of those targets is not because they're bad shots or I'm far away, it's because they weren't targeting me. There was no immediate need for me to turn in. But what I do as soon as I get unspotted is I turned in just in case somebody took the shot on me, hoping I would maintain course. Long range, very little movement, and you can mitigate most of the damage. It's a broadside British cruiser. I might as well shoot at it at any range because you can just absolutely delete them. Now, this gentleman doesn't get punished or punished very hard for showing us broadside, but instead of him making any sort of course changes, he can really continues to sail. But like I said, this is what I mean by it ranges, very little movement, and you can mitigate most of the damage. I wanted to get this shot off before he got behind the island because it didn't look like he was slowing down to smoke up. But he stayed broadside, and he got punished for it with a 17,000 damage coming from me with a Citadel, which he's not going to be able to get that Citadel damage back. But as you can see, I kind of went with them going to Sport C. Now, luckily for us, the enemy is also doing the we're going all over the place. So with both teams doing the we're going wherever, it's going to come down to who can support their ships and who understands their ships better than the enemy, i.e. who's more skilled, who can get those shots, who knows when to take the shots at the correct time, and your positioning. See the broadside battleship, ignore him because I value my life and I do not like equalizing lances, which means I'm going to instantly shoot at the destroyer. I do a nice 5k salvo to him, so he's kind of hurting. But this is why I run priority target, because it gives me an idea of who is looking at me. It also helps with when destroyers are dropping torps, because most people will instantly switch back to their guns. I am undetected. It's a broadside ship. Is at range, so I'm kind of hoping for some plunging fire, but Colorados are a little notorious for being very tough ships. Doesn't mean they can't be Citadel, it's just not the easiest thing to do, especially at range. He went silent or unspotted, so I kind of don't know where those shells were. But but what the DD spotted, well, what the DD was spotted, we were going to target him. Now, what I want to do is hold my shot and pray to God our destroyer spots the enemy DD again. But I'm not going to hold these forever. If Colorado was going to continue to sail broadside, I was going to try to punish him. Now, I slowed down to a quarter speed for a couple reasons. One, it's myself and another battleship that the enemy can see. They cannot see the destroyer. So, in essence, this is a 2v4 or 5 fight. There are several ships that haven't been spotted in the area in a while. I get spotted, was about to take a shot in on the Colorado, but luckily the DD got spotted. Take a shot in on him, and it's a 2600K salvo, which makes it easy pickings for our destroyer to finish him. Our destroyer is going to minimize the amount of time he's spotted because the enemy destroyer is dead. Instead of shooting at the cruiser, I want to shoot at the destroyer again. Notice he's stopping to reverse, but I'm still going to take my shot as I still get a very nice tight salvo. As I get another nice 2600 damage on a destroyer. I will usually prioritize targets of opportunity over anything else or bigger threats. Destroyers are the biggest threat to me surviving. They can easily just wipe out all of my health without me ever seeing them. But with really nothing spotted, everything in a smoke cloud, might as well shoot at something. They know I'm here anyways. It's going to take a shot at the Colorado. You know, because why not? Now, I know my rear guns are not going to get in play on a destroyer, which is why I turned my guns that way to get the rear guns in on the enemy battleship. Swing my front guns back to where the destroyer was, because hopefully by the time he spotted, all these things will be reloaded. Our friendly battleship goes down to concentrated fire, but you know what? The Colorado's not giving me the best target. He's also at range, but I know there is a destroyer and a cruiser in front of me, and somebody's smoke is quickly running out of time. Now, with really no help, because our destroyer is coming around the island, which leaves me by myself, I was kind of waiting for the shots. Now I get detected, and at this point, well, if I'm detected, that means the cruiser must be moving out of his smoke. Took my shot in a little bit too early because he turned in, and all of these are going to miss. But as you can see, I'm reversing. I was reversing because smoke clouds in front of me. I need to get distance to get these torpedoes spread out. Now, I would love to shoot at the destroyer, but he goes undetected. This cruiser's going to get behind the island, which means I'm really not going to have anything to shoot at other than the destroyer. Is I'm starting to take concentrated fire from 5 targets. Now, I am paying attention to what the cruiser's doing, but at this time, you know, hit my heel, let the heel work through the fire, get some of my health back to maintain some of that. But I'm also turning my rudder while I'm reversing for torpedoes. Now I'm hoping to outright delete this guy, but he turns in, Luckily, I get one Citadel, but if he would have stayed broadside, he might have been deleted. But that's the difference between long range and short range. But still able to punish him at short range because my shells just, don't have a long travel time. They get there relatively quickly. Now, of course, we need to deal with the destroyer because he is the biggest threat to me. I waited for this guy to go bow in because, boom, there's 32,000 damage. I knew all it was going to take was one shell. It was just a matter if it would be penetrated. With him being a bow on, to me, I know the shell has a better chance of doing more damage because it's going across more of the ship than if it was just broadside. But this is why I was turning when I was reversing. Unfortunately, I turned a little bit the wrong way and managed to eat a torpedo. The Edinburgh slows down, which saves him because I failed to notice him slowing down earlier. But at this point, what I want to do is just go silent. I want to go dark. I don't want to continue to be spotted. But at this point, I need to stay more bow on or angled to the battleship than to the cruiser. Now, while the cruiser can just plink me to death, the battleship can just outright delete me. So it's better for me to maintain a better angle against the Frederick than it is against the Edinburgh. And the Colorado is at range, and the Colorado still has some dispersion issues at range. While he still can get a very good lucky shot in on me, I'd rather take my chances showing him more side than the Frederick, who is potentially closing ground to me. But as you can see, our destroyer is kind of up there all alone. I've maintained this reverse, because I wasn't sure what the Edinburgh was doing. He was within torp range when I was up there. Figured I'll maintain the reverse for a little bit, then start pulling forward. So I start pulling forward, I get spotted by the plane. So it's a good thing that I started moving forward to potentially shoot the plane down, who was probably gotten the destroyer spotted. Now it looks like our DD sent one set of torpedoes, so his torpedoes might be on different cycle times. Or he dropped one set and said, screw this, I need to go evasive, I need to go dark. Now, once again, I'm spotted, which means I'm going to be able to spot this cruiser, especially considering the secondaries are opening up on our destroyer. Now, I really need to start moving up here to try to get some sort of focus off our destroyer. I need to save our destroyer's life. I need to get up here and become a bigger threat than the DD. Because as you can see, all those guys that were shooting me are now shooting him. And the last thing I want to do is lose a friendly. Now, a cruiser's going broadside to a battleship. I wonder what he could be doing as I just outright delete him, get a death strike on him. Stop, start reversing. I'm never going to outrun the Frederick or secondaries, especially at this range. And the only way for me to even think about outrunning them is to turn and go broadside, which is the last thing I want to do. But I still want to maintain my angle against him. Well, the Colorado's coming around. Still kind of angled, but I'm trying to maintain a better angle against the Frederick than I am the Colorado. Luckily for us, the DD sent torps, which is going to make the Frederick turn in to possibly avoid the second set that is not coming, which gives me a nice broadside in on this guy, and I finish him off. Going to prioritize, obviously, the Colorado now, but as you can see, we are really quickly wrapping this game up. Now, I am going to hold my shot for this guy because, one, my guns are reloading, but I noticed he was starting to go broadside, Wanted to give myself the best chance to just outright delete this guy, but the game is going to end before my shells can actually connect. So now we're just going to check out the post-battle results. 112,000 damage, Confederate devastating strike, a dreadnought, and with the 3 ships I sank, number 1 on the team with base experience of 2,200. I think I did a pretty good job there. It's the money screen for the people that enjoy the money screen. 112,000 damage, all coming from main battery. All of that AP, of course. Secondaries just got 300. Potential damage 1.3 million. Pretty good. Not really bad. I don't understand how I have spotting damage of 1,300, but or 13,000, but that is what it is. But I think this gameplay kind of showcases a little bit of what I usually do try to hammer home is percentage of damage, not raw damage. A lot of the targets I shot at were destroyers, even the cruisers. Not a lot of big healthy ships, but I took a lot of their health away from them. It's always the percentage of damage is what wargaming does to divvy out experience and credits, not just raw damage numbers. I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. I'm sorry it was kind of just a quick one with just my just a quick thought process, but I was at the hospital all day with my brother, so that is that. I really don't want to get into that right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you did learn something from this, but I wanted to get a North Carolina game out because it's still a solid ship. It's still an excellent ship. And you know what? She's still in a very good spot. Or like the title says, she's still got it. She's still a very powerful ship, no matter what tier she is facing. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. Please keep your replays coming in. We do love them. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good team play, good teamwork. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.